I haven't posted anything in 2 weeks, not because I ran out of ideas, because I couldn't get my own face back. This is me, or it is supposed to be. Every part of that face is roughly right, and new FNC, and the whole thing is wrong. I want to show you what that actually looked like, not the highlight reel, the fortnight where none of it worked. Quick context, I'm not on camera right now. This is an AAI version of me. You probably guessed. That's been true for a while, and I've always said so. But the version I was renting cost money every time I opened my mouth. 60 seconds free. Everything past that is a subscription. 60-second cap on the free tier. $99 a month to lift it. 60-second dollars. And I had a gaming PC in the next room doing nothing. 16 gigabytes of graphics card doing nothing all day. So the plan was simple. Bring my face home, run it on my own hardware, own it outright. I gave myself a weekend. It took 2. The first attempt took about 6 minutes to render. I watched it on my phone and thought, that's pretty good. On a phone, it looks fine. Small, forgiving, 6 inches away. Then I put it on the television. On a television, it is a different thing entirely. And I said, out loud, to an empty room, I look like an alien. It's hard to describe what's wrong with it. Every individual part of my face is roughly correct. Eyes correct, beard correct, hairline correct. The eyes are my eyes. The beard is my beard. And it is absolutely, unmistakably not me. Put them side by side and you can't say what moved. You just know. There's a word for this. Uncanny. I'd read about it. I'd never had it happen with my own face. It is genuinely unpleasant. You're looking at something wearing you. So I did what anyone does. I assumed I'd picked the rock tool. Just lave it for made figures. Latent sync, infinite talk, 1-to-1, medivichicate. I tried a model that only repaints the mouth and leaves the rest of you alone. Is your X the type for inches? Was sharper everywhere except the one place it mattered. Sharper. But the inside of the mouth went soft, like teeth made of putty. I tried a model that regenerates every frame from scratch. That's the one that gave me the alien. I tried a third that generates the picture and the voice together. Closer? Still not right. I read papers. I read forum posts from people with better graphics cards. I crashed the machine twice. That's the polite failure. It tells you. Once it filled 16 gigabytes of video memory and stopped. The second time it moved everything into system memory instead. And that's the impolite one. It doesn't fail. It just stops finishing. 58 gigabytes of commit against 31 gigabytes of RAM. The whole computer went to treacle. And see. The graphics card sat at 0%. It was doing nothing, extremely slowly, and it would never have finished. Days went past. At some point, I sat there and did the maths on just paying the 99 euros if in tweet 20 out alive. I want to be honest about that. I nearly quit. Here's where I'd normally cut to the win. Every video about this stuff does. Problem, montage, solution. So let me stay here a second, because this is the actual job. I run another channel that's entirely automated. History documentaries, own 160 of them, all made on that same graphics card. 160 videos, all generated on that same graphics card. And I ran a check on one finished film. Every shot, one frame, reviewed. 16 out of 115, new 51C. 115 shots. 16 came back wrong. 14%. Roughly 1 in 7. Not randomly wrong, systematically wrong. I asked for an underwater explosion. It gave me a boat. That is the underwater explosion. Why? I asked for a flooding room. A boat. An engine room with the lights failing. Also, a boat. 3 prompts, 3 boats, no errors. It never refused. It never errored. Every clip came back the right length, correctly formatted, ready to edit. And 3 shorts went out narrating complete nonsense. Here's a real sentence that got published on my channel. Published. Live. On the internet, with my name on it. The sanct into to Traver software in England. Nobody caught it because the file existed and the file played. That's the thing about this technology that nobody puts in the thumbnail. It doesn't break. It agrees with you and hands you something wrong. So back to my face. I'd been treating this as a shopping problem. Wrong model, find a better one. Then I did something slightly different. Instead of asking what to run it on, I looked at what I was feeding it. This is what I'd been handing it. A screenshot of a video of a fake me. And the honest answer was a compressed screenshot of a video of a fake me. My face in that frame was about 180 pixels tall and efficiently do on a good 180 pixels. That's the whole budget it had for a person, from a priest. 180 pixels is not enough information to be me a person. No model on earth reconstructs you from that. It reconstructs someone. That was the first thing. The second thing I only found because I said it out loud. I was watching a version that was technically better than everything before it, sharper, more detail, correct in every way I could measure, sharper, better in every number I had, and still wrong. And I said, he looks sad. That sentence is the whole video, because it turns out the model was copying the expression of the photo I gave it. That's the photo. That's the man it was copying. I'd handed it a still of me caught mid-blink, mid-thought, at nothing in particular. And it had faithfully animated a man who looks like he'd rather be elsewhere. It wasn't wrong. It was obedient. I was sad in the photo, so I was sad in the video. So I stopped trying to fix the machine and fix the photograph. I took one clean frame of my face. I gave it to an image model and asked for something very specific. First attempt. 4 photorealistic men in my studio wearing my clothes. Not one of them is me. Right hoodie, right room, wrong man. Same bones, same beard. Change nothing about who he is, but frame him properly. Fill the picture with his face and give him an expression. Awake, engaged, taking to someone he likes. And that came back. A photograph of me that has never existed. It gave me back a photograph of me that has never existed, sharp enough to count individual hairs. Then I fed that to the exact same model that had produced the alien. Same settings, same seed, same everything. Same model, same settings, only the photograph changed. 5 minutes later, I was looking at myself. Not close, not nearly, me. And I want to be precise about what happened there, because it matters. I didn't find a better model. I gave the same model something worth working with. There's a lesson in that I keep circling back to. Everyone in this space is shopping for models. A new one every week. Everyone switches. Nobody gets better results. New one comes out every week. Everyone switches. Nobody gets better results. Because the model was rarely the thing holding you back. What you put in front of it was. And the second lesson is the one I didn't expect. The thing that cracked this wasn't measurement. Every number said it was working. I had numbers for everything. Resolution, pixel counts, render times. Every number said the sharper version was better. The thing that actually moved it forward was a human being looking at a face and saying, that man looks sad. Well, there is no setting for that. There is no benchmark for that. There's no setting for this doesn't feel like me. That judgment doesn't exist inside the machine. It only exists in the person who knows what they're supposed to look like. I'll tell you what I got wrong too, because that's the deal on this channel. I spent days convinced this was a hardware problem. I costed out renting somebody else's graphics card by the hour. I looked at renting graphics cards by the hour. I priced up the subscription and nearly signed. I read the wrong documentation and trusted it over the actual settings on my machine. 3 times I copied a number from somebody else's setup. 3 separate times I copied a number from someone else's setup and they give yours D, without asking whether it made sense on mine. Every one of those cost me a render, and one of them cost me a night. None of that is in the tutorial version of this story. I'm putting it in mine because I think the tutorial version is why. People try this stuff, fail once, and quietly assume it's them. And see, it isn't you. This is just what it looks like. Here's where it landed. 5 minutes of electricity per 10 seconds of me. It's not break. My face renders on the graphics card in the next room. It costs electricity. That's the whole ongoing bill. A 10-second shot takes about 5 minutes. Everything I used is free and open source, and it's all in the description. All of it free. All of it running on one machine in one room. But the honest headline isn't the money I'm saving. It's that this took 2 weeks, and I nearly gave up twice. And the thing that fixed it was noticing a face. A face looked sad. I'm going to keep making these, and I'm going to keep showing you the fortnights that don't work. If you guessed them like every life, because I think that's the part that's actually useful. All of that is in this video. None of it is in the tutorial. Everyone else is selling you the montage. The montage is the shortest part of the job. If you've been sitting on something that keeps not working, before you go looking for a better tool, please go and look at what you've been handing the one you've got. It's usually that. It was for me. I'm Lukas, and this is Hire the Robots 3 Yours.